Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Murder on the Orient Express, where something happened. Where last time we found out that this person, Mr. Ratchet, has died, and last time I did a little bit more because I recorded something for this yesterday, but unfortunately my commentary did not record. I think my mic wasn't plugged in. It's got a green light on it, so it's good. Right, let us investigate.
Has anything been disarranged in this compartment?
No, mademoiselle. I was careful not to move the body in making my examination.
Now, okay, one thing of course that means is that the puzzles aren't particularly blind. But we're going to keep going, I think. Although some of these weren't hugely blind due to the aforementioned having read the book. Right, so here's a little handkerchief. Okay, we can look at things more properly. Get some ideas of things not suited for precision work. Treat it lightly. Sellotape. Which I assume would be for fingerprints. Letter H. Looks quite intricate. Look at the various bits and bobs. Yes, we're stealing his things. We will need them. Don't know what that's for. All that stuff. Right, okay. Very realistic teeth. Small metal statue of an Indian woman, light for its size. This must be conducive for something. Thick glass tumbler found at Samuel Ratchet's bedside. Ooh, blingle. There's some residue of a white powder visible at the bottom, and I think I see a smudge. Don't know how to get that. Cigar. Flat paper match. Brand wooden match, and some writing. Right, okay. Nothing else around here.
I did not close the window despite the chill. I thought there might be fingerprints, and the cold, of course, helps preserve the body. Take care. There may be fingerprints. Take care.
I don't know how to get fingerprints is the problem.
Quite interesting.
Something is interesting here. I don't know what. If you have something, then there is actually a slight change if you're trying to interact with something. But I don't know how to deal with that yet. It does change to like a cog symbol. Anything up here?
Regardez, mademoiselle.
Thank you, Monsieur Paul.
Nothing else to see in there.
Now that is presumably what this is. The residue was. Right, let us have a look.
Oh dear! Someone must have stood there and stabbed him again and again.
There is something in the pocket of his pajamas. Something heavy. I did not disturb it.
Right, okay.
Egg!
115. That agrees with my calculations.
Should probably ask him about his calculations. There we go. Right, how many wounds are there?
How many wounds are there, Doctor?
I make it 12 wounds. 1 or 2 are so slight as to be mere scratches. On the other hand, at least 3 would be capable of causing death.
And they're scattered all over the torso.
The wounds are scattered all over the torso.
Yes, and you see this wound here, under the right arm, near the right shoulder. Could you deliver such a blow? I have a pencil if you would like to try it.
That won't be necessary.
How do you account for it?
Well, one thing about this is I will have to pick all 3 of these anyway. It's not, I'd prefer it if I could reply and give a proposal. For example, well, a left-handed murderer could strike there quite easily.
A left-handed murderer could strike there easily.
But of course, that blow was almost certainly struck with the left hand. Yet some of these blows are just as obviously right-handed.
The logical conclusion of that, if it's obviously a left-handed blow and others a right-handed blow, is you're not dealing with one single killer. Maybe he thrashed around.
Ratchet thrashed about as he was dying?
On the contrary, he lay completely composed. The bedsheets are not disarrayed at all.
The murderer had unusually long arms?
Please let us not stray into the land of Poe with his murderous apes stuffing young girls up chimneys. I know something of apes. They kill by pummeling or crushing, not whittling away at their victim.
Well, can you estimate the time of death?
Can you estimate the time of death?
It is difficult to say exactly in these matters. The open window, the cold you understand, complicates an estimate. But I think I can say definitely that death occurred between midnight and 2 in the morning.
Well, some wounds seem to have bled more than others. No, tell me more. Tell me something about the force of the blows.
Tell me something about the force of the blows.
Some were struck with a terrible ferocity as to drive the knife through hard belts of bone and muscle. Yet others seemed to be haphazard and at random, glancing off, doing hardly any damage.
Well, seems with the hands, could there be 2 murderers?
Could there be 2 murderers?
Perhaps. Some blows could have been struck by a strong man or very athletic woman. Others are weak. A frail woman, perhaps.
Killer could have been uncertain and then overcome with bloodlust.
Perhaps the killer was uncertain at first, then was overcome with a bloodlust.
Or perhaps the killer tired of his exertions, weakening, yet still enjoying himself too much to leave off.
Someone striking with their eyes shut? In a blind frenzy?
And struck so many times with their eyes closed to make sure they had managed to hit a vital organ or two?
And some wounds seem to have bled more than others.
Some wounds seem to have bled more than others.
You see these 2 wounds, here and here. They are deep. Each cut must have severed blood vessels, and yet the edges do not gape. They have not bled as one would have expected.
Maybe he was, so he was already dead when those were delivered?
Ratchet was already dead when those were delivered?
Some little time dead.
The murderer returned to make certain Ratchet was dead?
The idea is an absurdity, of course. Even one with no medical knowledge would have been able to tell the man was already quite dead.
Yes. Let's see. Ooh, some stuff here. Let's have a look.
There is something in the pocket.
Thank you, ghostly Poirot voice. Ah, matches. I hope I can combine these.
This doesn't seem to work.
Ah, okay, so this doesn't have deduction-y stuff. It's purely ideas. Right, a pipe cleaner, you say? Label says sleeping draught, 1 teaspoon mixed with water to be taken at bedtime. Half empty. In other circumstances, I would call it half full. Of course. Glass smashed, hand stopped at 115. Subjected to some sort of trauma. Matches. Maybe a few missing, it's possible to tell. Slightly used pipe cleaner. And a cigar. Okay. So maybe, does this guy smoke? Oh, he has matches, so maybe he smoked one of them. Take the hat. Take the hat. I can see something written on the label. It says Rev 1318. Written like that, that would make me, that suggests to me Revelation 1318. Which, if I remember from looking at it last time, so yesterday, let the number of the beast be calculated. That is man's number, which is 666. Oh, something. It's 666 being the beast's number is that passage, which is a very odd reference to have in a hat. So it could be a completely different thing entirely, of course.
This is neither the time nor the place.
Yes, because I didn't realise I still had control of it. A bit weird. So let's go and have a chat with Poirot about what we've just spotted. Oh!
Monsieur Poirot.
The object was already dead when they were delivered. The murderer returned to make certain Ratchet was dead. The murderer had unusually long arms. Ratchet thrashed about as he was gone, and what kind of murderer could easily start there? Someone striking with their eyes shut in a blind frenzy. So what the killer was unfortunate first, then overcome with a bloodlust. Could there be two murderers?
And that is everything I've discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
Well, the box of matches suggested this round one belonged to Monsieur Ratchet.
The box of matches suggests the round one belonged to Monsieur Ratchet.
I concur.
Well, what of the residue in the tumbler?
What of the residue in the tumbler? A sleeping powder, perhaps, such as that I found in the suitcase. It might explain why Monsieur Ratchet did not cry out when he was attacked.
A possibility. However, in my experience, the usual dose of a sleeping draught would not be strong enough to prevent awakening if one were violently attacked.
Well, we should remember the bottle found in the suitcase.
Remember the bottle I found in the suitcase?
Wait, a sleeping draught and the bottle half empty. It would be instructive to learn if Ratchet took his usual dosage last night.
Oh, I've missed something, I recall. Wounds tell too many different stories.
The wounds tell too many different stories.
Wait, the matter begins to clear itself up wonderfully. The murderer was a man of great strength. He was feeble, it was a woman, it was a right-handed person, it was a left-handed person. Ah, c'est rigolo tout ça. And the victim, what does he do in all this? Does he cry out? Does he struggle? Does he defend himself? No. He awaits his doom with the greatest composure.
The pipe cleaner and the handkerchief could be good clues.
The pipe cleaner and the handkerchief are good clues.
Possibly. What can we learn from them?
The broken watch gives us a time.
The broken watch tells us the time of death exactly.
Very convenient, the broken watches.
Let's see some more.
1:15. Well within Dr. Constantine's estimate of midnight to 2 a.m.
What you say is true.
Right, small metal statuette.
The small metal statuette. It is very old.
And possibly quite valuable. Take it with you. Learn more of it if you can.
I found only the cigar in the ashtray, but no pipe.
I found only the cigar in the ashtray. No pipe.
Certainly, this is a clue masculine. Monsieur Ratchet smokes the cigar, lighting it with a round match, and someone else, still to be determined, smokes the pipe, lighting it with a flat match.
Well, the letter H could help us find the owner of the handkerchief.
The letter H can help us find the owner of the handkerchief.
A clue feminine, so dainty, and to have the letter embroidered upon it is so convenient. One cannot complain of having no clues in this case.
If a man killed Ratchet,
After the sociable smoke,
then the woman came in later, not noticing he was dead, and attacked him as well.
also not noticing that she had dropped her handkerchief. Very fortunate for us that she was so unobservant.
The footprints outside the window are important.
The footprints outside the window are important.
What did they say to you?
The killer may have fled the train.
And gone where? Still, they must be investigated.
Are the false teeth important?
Are the false teeth important?
Only to one who must wear them. And why you took for yourself the false teeth of the dead man is not for Poirot to ask. But I hope they prove themselves as useful to you as they undoubtedly did to him.
I found the inscription Rev 1318 printed on the hat.
I found the inscription REV 1318 printed on the hatband of his hat.
A curious inscription indeed for the hat. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report, it is not yet complete. There are still clues to be found, mademoiselle. Search carefully.
I'm glad you told me that, because I think I know what I've missed. It's quite interesting, just from that brief discussion and what I said, and what I said, and what I saw, that different people can see different things from the same kind of clue. So, to her, she says REV, whereas to me, it looks like a Bible reference. So, Rev 13:18, because it's pointing to Revelation.
The man was armed? It is bizarre. Why did he not defend himself?
Because he was drugged. Nothing else here. I don't know how to get that. I don't know how to get the
This is not the time to wander.
fingerprints. Yes, I know. I know. Report to Pothole.
Ah, you return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
The object was already dead when those were delivered. The murderer returned.
Yes, we've had all of this already.
And that is everything I've discovered.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
Do I have to go through everything again? Ah, the gun. It was unfired.
The gun was unfired.
He would certainly have defended himself if he had been able. For now, it might be better if you keep the gun with you for your protection. I would not like our collaboration cut short prematurely.
The burnt paper could be significant.
What strikes you as most important?
What was burnt and why?
What was burnt and why?
Précisément.
But the paper is impossible to read.
It is possible that some of the writing on the paper can be made legible again if the scrap can be protected, flattened, and held firmly in place while the heat is applied. I will need something with which to handle the paper most delicately, 2 objects of metal netting that we can place it between, and a source of constant heat. Collect for me these items, and we will see what we shall see.
I should look for the items Monsieur Poirot needs to read the burnt scrap of paper.
Now, I was about to say... I was thinking we were going to go to part 2, but alas, no. Not yet, although I did get there last time. Now, of course, one thing to recall was the ice tongs. They're quite grippy, but they're quite clumsy. Not suited for precision work. Not what we're after. But as with any puzzle game, we're going to break into people's rooms and search their stuff, without their permission.
Regardez, mademoiselle.
That's a red herring, because we know what they used. Loot everything. This is a puzzle game. I'm trying to remember where everything was that we need.
This door is tightly locked.
Did I made off? Do we take your hat? Yes, we do. We do take your hat.
Perfect.
Wire meshing is in 2 hats. That's one of them. And I think the other one's ours.
This looks like a puzzle box. Let me see if I can get it open.
So, we get so many shots opening box, at which point
I tried, but it doesn't seem to want to move in that direction.
okay. Yeah, so you get so many
And now to see what was so cleverly guarded.
If I miss so many,
I'll return this after I've discerned if it has any bearing on the case at
I'm
hand.
fairly sure it does. But you get so many shots, and then at that point, it resets completely. Right, so I've got you. Now you might be able to sneak into the Arbuthnot room here. I'll just have to look at those. Ah,
A single pipe smoker about, and all roads lead to him.
there's the possibility of our man for this then. Count Antonelli.
This door is tightly locked.
Fairly sure this would this be a double compartment,
It's locked fast.
rather than like that, separated. Cupboard. Ooh, an H.
I'll put this into my scrapbook so I can take a closer look at it later.
Okay, we'll have a gander.